Oh, got conked over the servo. Hello folks, welcome to Netcruzer RC. This video is going to be an update on the Kraton. Finally, told you a long time ago that I was going to show you what was wrong with the steering servo. I did take it apart, I did take a look in it, and it's fine. Ends up that I totally munched the front end. This is what happened. Bent the bottom hinge pin, I bent the upper hinge pin, I broke out the hinge blocks, and now I'm working on fixing that now. So this is the first time I've really worked on the Kraton, and I've got the front end off, which comes off in approximately 6 screws once you figure it out. Getting the steering off these posts is a little bit tricky because you have to hold the bottom screw and the top screw at the same time, and they use the 2 Allen wrenches that are the same size, which I don't, so I had to makeshift something for that. Got the bottom hinge pin repaired, but also while I was working on it, I saw that I had cracked my upper A-arm. My local hobby shop did not have the stock upper A-arms in. They're unique per side. There's a left and a right. But the RPMs, if you buy the RPMs, they're good for either. Luckily, my hobby shop had the RPMs in stock, and this will work. So unfortunately, I'm only going to have I have to put one RPM part on. I'm not going to put the bottom one on, I don't think, yet. Maybe until I break them, but probably eventually I'll end up going full RPM on the front. But for right now, I'm just going to put on the parts I need to fix it. So it'll be an upper RPM A-arm, and I've got the new upper hinge pin. This stock one probably could have been reused, but it got tweaked slightly. And I do have all of my parts from Jenny RC, so I was able to have my hinge pin, top and bottom, and one of the suspension blocks, this rear one, also broke, and I was able to replace that with my parts from Jenny RC. So that order that I put in has already helped me out, but I was missing the A-arms because I didn't have an A-arm for that. So that's where we're at. And yeah, so I'll just start wrenching on this. In order to get this top A-arm off, I have to remove it from this pillow ball, and I tried holding on to this extent because the Kraton has such the wider, longer arms. I thought maybe I could just get in there and hold it while unthreading it, because this is just threaded in. I can't hold it well enough. I think I'm gonna have to take the wheel off and then actually do it properly and loosen it off from the inside. Okay, I got the wheel off, and for these pillow balls, something that I've always done, or I've had to do because I don't have a proper Allen socket that fits those big guys, I take my normal Allen wrench and the inside shaft that I use on the tool, it works. So I put that in, and then I'm able to loosen it off like this. It's you know, it's not ideal, but it actually works surprisingly well. These parts are not on tight. They're only there to stop the pillow from moving in and out. And so you can just loosen those off, and then I'll be able to get in there and actually remove this ball properly. Loosen it off now to the point where it is finger loose, but drew first blood. That actually happened getting the wheel off. Just started bleeding now. Anyway, yeah. Hazards of RC mechanic-ry. Then once you get in, now you see that's what holds the ball from doing that. That's what's important about that little grub. Well, it's a huge grub screw essentially, and it just stops the ball from moving in and out. And it's got these little plastic bushings in here. There. So it's got those little plastic bushings that stop the ball from abrading. And then now I should be able to unscrew that with, what is that? That's a big Allen key too. I think it's one of my biggest ones. It's a 3 mil maybe? 2.5? 2.5 mil. And then you can unscrew it from the arm, and this is the proper way to do it, is like this. So now I can put my top A-arm on. Here's the difference in the A-arms, and this is just an example of the upper. So yeah, the RPM part is significantly beefier and better designed because it can work on either side. It's designed so it can work on either side. I don't know why they decided at ARRMA that it needed that little hoop, because RPM didn't think so. And it works just fine. So anyway, that's good. So RPM is better just for the fact that you can run it on either side. Don't buy the stock ones. Okay, I've got the new upper A-arm in, and I just wanted to talk for a minute about these pillow balls, because they are a little finicky, I find. There's a sweet spot to them that you got to get. So what you're trying to do is you're tightening up this grub screw enough so that it touches that rubber piece that I showed, or plastic bushing that I showed before, and it just barely touches the ball. If you go too tight, then this binds right up, and then you lose suspension travel, and it will make your everything run way worse. It'll hurt your steering, it'll hurt your front suspension. You want to make sure that it's loose enough where it will fall down on its own, but then not so loose that you feel it move back and forth. So you want to have about less than 1 millimeter of play. I think this is about how you would want it, and now it's ready for the other side hinge pin to be put in place. And I also did break this upper hinge pin block. They call them suspension blocks or whatever, and I did have to buy that. So I actually did have to buy this whole set just to get that one under plastic piece, because at Jenny's RC they don't include that with the rest of the blocks that you get. From when they part out trucks, it stays with the steering component piece. So yeah, I'm gonna unbox that part, put that on, and then the front end is fixed.